Hey guys, it's me, Coral. Welcome to my channel once again. Today I'm here to do one of those try a chapter and then decide if I want to keep this book or not kind of a thing, because I picked out, it actually ended up being 16 books, which was a couple more than I expected before I looked at my bookshelves, but there are 16 books here that have been on my shelves for a considerable amount of time. I've kept them through other unhauls because in my mind I'm like, well, maybe I'll like it, maybe I'll try it sometime, and then they just sit and they sit and they sit. And some of these I've seen not so good reviews about. Oh, I accidentally picked that. That's not the one I meant. Some of these I've read other things by the same author and didn't like it, so this is just to test it out, see if I'm vibing, and then if I'm not, the book will get unhauled. So I'm going to read a chapter of each book, and I will tell you about the book when I'm done with the chapter, or tell you what I think I know about the book, whether I like it or not. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I know the lighting's a little funky here, and also my air conditioner just kicked on. It's like 82 degrees in this fucking room. So the first book I picked up is The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. This has just been on my shelf for so long, and I don't know what it's about, really. I read, the first chapter was like 25 pages, but I only read like the first sub-chapter, which was about 5 pages, and I've decided I'll keep it. It seems very strange. In the very beginning, you meet this character, her name's Carolyn, and she's walking along the road. She's barefoot, she's covered in blood. She says she has the knife that she used to kill a detective hidden like in her waistband, and seems like she's definitely not from around here, like maybe not even a part of the human race. Like there's something off about her in the way that you can hear her thoughts. So I'm intrigued by it, and I think I'm gonna keep this one. The next book I've picked up here is The Wilderness Within by John Claude Smith. From the back of the book, this seems like kind of a dark half situation where the character of someone's book comes to life. I don't think I'm gonna keep this. I read the first chapter, it was short, it was like 5 pages, and there's just nothing catching my interest, so I just need to stop keeping books like that around unless they're like special in some other way, you know what I mean? So I think this is going to be unhauled. Okay, this next one here was Not That I Could Tell by Jessica Strasser, and this is a thriller. I got it. It was like a book of the month pick, but I wasn't really feeling it even when I picked it. From the dust jacket, it seems like it might be some sort of maybe Gone Girl situation, which is very off-putting. So there's like a little paralogue at the beginning, and seems like it's the woman who's gone missing, and she's like, nobody really knows the real me, kind of a thing. And then like the first chapter was 8 pages, oh just kidding, 9 pages long, and it's from a different point of view. It's the woman who is the missing woman's neighbor, and she finds out that the woman has gone missing with her twins. So I don't know, I feel torn on this one, because maybe it might be good, but also maybe it might be Gone Girl, which like I just didn't like. Even at the height of its hype, I didn't like that book. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep this one a little bit longer. Have any of you read this? It was a book of the month pick a while ago. I don't even know how long. Oh, March 2018, so a long time ago. Let me know if you did read it and like it, because that would make me feel better about keeping it. I think I'm gonna keep it anyways, but I don't know. Okay, what I've picked up next was The Hatching by Ezekiel Boone. This one was on my list because my hair, because I read his book The Mansion this year. I think it was this year or last year maybe. And it was a total dud and I didn't like it. So I was apprehensive about this, but I think I'm going to keep it. This is about like spiders taking over the world. And in the beginning of the book, we meet the main character, Mike. He's a police officer. He's actually from Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is very near where I grew up. So like I was kind of, that definitely is like a way to score points for me. I know it's stupid, but whatever. And I don't know, it's just it's the beginning of a book. He's arguing with his ex-wife about not being able to take his daughter to soccer practice. But the writing doesn't bother me. The writing isn't bothering me. And I do really love books about bugs, so I'm going to keep this one. Here I have Freaks by Amanda Hawking. It's kind of self-explanatory, I guess. The main character is part of a traveling amusement show, I guess. Circus, kind of. Not a circus. I feel weird about saying freak show, but I guess that's what it would be, right? It seems like this must take place in more of a modern day, which I don't really like so much. Like I guess if I'm reading about something like that, I'd like it to be more old-timey. I'm not really digging the writing. It seems a little less mature than I don't know. I just don't think this one is for me. Okay, this next one here that I picked up was The Dinosaur Lords by Victor Milan. I believe this is a translated work. I think. I could be totally wrong. But this, as the blurb says up here, is like a cross between Jurassic Park and Game of Thrones, which is why I was like, I need this. Also, like, I'm a huge sucker for dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. I only read the prologue. It was a couple pages long, maybe 6 pages, and I've decided I'll keep it. I like the writing. I really like how the dinosaurs seem integrated into this world already. I believe I've seen pretty low ratings for this on Goodreads, but I'm not gonna let that cloud my judgment. So this one's a keeper. This next one here is Extreme Makeover by Dan Wells. This is on this list because I read the first book in the I'm Not a Serial Killer series by Dan Wells, and I really fucking hated it. I thought that the main character was so whiny and annoying. So I was like, are all his books gonna be like that? This is about a company that is transitioning from being like a health and wellness company to more of like a, I don't know, like beauty product company. Going from like making medications for chemotherapy to making skincare products and stuff like that. And so that's like what the first chapter is about, and it seems interesting. From the back of the book, it seems like this is about this company. They're, like I said, transitioning, and the lead scientist makes this lotion, and the lotion is changing people's DNA. So, sorry, my battery died on me. So, what was I saying? This lotion is changing people's DNA. It sounds interesting, and maybe like it has a hot take on like our beauty standards in America, which I'm always interested in. So I'm going to keep this one. This is How to Hang a Witch by Adriana Mather. I don't think I'm gonna keep this one. It seems too teenagery in a way that isn't interesting to me. Not that it's not okay if that's interesting to you, of course that's fine. But I think the weirdest thing about this is that in the dust jacket it has some info about the author, who Adriana Mather. She's part of the Mather family, descended from Cotton Mather, who was one of the people who, what am I trying to say here? He basically caused the deaths of dozens of women and men. You know, he was, I don't know, you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know what I mean. So she's descended from that line, the author, and then also the character in the book is. So it's like she wrote a fictional book about herself, which seems strange to me. I don't really like this sarcastic, cute teenager thing going on here, like the I'm bratty but that's cute kind of thing. I just don't like that. So this one is getting unhauled. Next, I have Not a Drop to Drink by Mindy McGinnis. This is interesting so far. I kind of got lost in it. I really like Mindy McGinnis's writing. It's about a girl and her mother. There's been a situation where all the water sources are contaminated, I guess. So they have a little pond by their house, and the mother's figured out how to purify the water so that, you know, they have drinking water. But of course, having a valuable resource such as this attracts unwanted attention, and I think that they're going to have to defend their territory. This seems good, kind of like maybe a little bit post-apocalyptic, some survival themes, and I'm going to keep this one. Okay, next I picked up Her by Harriet Lane. I'm not really sure what this is about. It seems like from the first chapter there's one character who sees the other character, and I don't know, just, I wouldn't say is like obsessed with her, but keeps thinking about her over the chapter, which, I don't know, it seems like it takes place through months and she's still just thinking about her. So I don't know, I guess that's kind of interesting, but I'm going to keep this, and the reason is that it's very polarizing. I was looking at it on Goodreads, and it seems like the reviews are very, very polarizing. It's either like people hate it or people love it. And I'm like, well, what if I love it? So I'm going to keep this. It's not very long. It's like 250 pages. So I guess even if I read it and hate it, it's not going to be like that bad. I don't know. We'll see. I'm bad about getting rid of books. I always talk myself into keeping them. Next we have Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and Through the Looking Glass, Alice in Wonderland, it's like one of my favorite classic stories. I really love Alice in Wonderland. My husband has a giant Jabberwocky tattoo on his chest, and so things about Wonderland, kind of, I gravitate towards them, and I feel like my threshold for liking something like that is maybe lower, so like I'm more likely to like it, you know what I mean? But I don't know, something about this I just don't like. I think it's the writing, because like it's like Wonderland, but we're reading the book from the Queen of Hearts perspective, but she's like a young adult. Her name's Dinah, you know, like the cat in the movie Alice in Wonderland. And she finds out she's like called to the castle to meet with her father, who she's terrified of, and he reveals that when Dinah was a baby, he conceived a bastard daughter, and now that daughter has come to live with them. And that's the end of the chapter. I don't know, something about the writing is just not hitting it for me, which is disappointing because it seems interesting just how this author has kind of rebuilt Wonderland, but I don't think this one is for me. It's really a pretty book though. It has some artwork. Oh no, that wasn't in here. Oh my god, I'm reading all these books. They're just blending together. This is Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. This was a really short chapter. So it's about a young woman. She gets chosen. I don't know, their society is obviously different than ours. I'm not sure if it's like straight up dystopian or just like a strange other fantasy world. But she gets chosen to be something called a Grace, which apparently is something like she gets to go to the capital and like be around the heir to the throne. I don't know if it's like they get married kind of situation or if she's just like there. I don't know. It's really hard to tell from just this short little chapter. The writing is okay, but something caught my attention, and that is the main character's younger sister. And she's talking about basically how women are kind of oppressed in their society, and that is interesting to me, and I think I'm going to keep this around because of that. I like books that have a hot take. I really do. So this one is a keeper for now. Next we have Fiendish by Brenna Jovanoff. This is like a YA horror book. The first chapter is very short. It's just like, I don't even know, like a description of some things that happened on a day. So like I read the inside of the jacket, and I guess it's about a girl named Clementine. She lives in a part of town that got burnt to the ground by some pearl clutchers, and she's like somehow stuck in like the cellar of her house, and there must be like some sort of paranormal twist because like she can't just be alive down there for 10 years. Like she must be dead and like is now a ghost or something like that. But the inside of the jacket also says that she falls in love with a boy, which is like why I think I'm not gonna like this, because I just don't care about that kind of stuff in YA. There's just so much of it. There's so much of it. And if like that's the main plot of this story, then I don't think I'm gonna like that. I really like the writing in this though. I think I might maybe seek out some of Brenna Jovanoff's other work, because this first chapter was really intriguing despite like not knowing what the fuck is going on. And I don't know, I think I'm going to try another one of her books, but I think this one is not for me. Okay, next here is The Defenders of Shannara. This is actually, that's like the name of the trilogy, I guess. I've just been calling it by that name. It's actually called The High Druid's Blade. This is by Terry Brooks. It's part of his Shannara, like world that he's built. I've never read any of his books. I'm not even sure why I have this how I got it. There is it must have been a used book because there is a postcard in here for a dental appointment for someone named Cassandra. She's from Washington and she needs to give them a call. Her last appointment was due in September 2014, so that's a long time to go without a cleaning, okay, Cassandra? So the first chapter of this, it's like info dump city, and it was kind of hard to get through, especially because I think part of that's because I've read like 10 books now, like the first chapters, and it's like my brain's kind of turning into mush. But there's a lot of information here. There's a main character named Paxson, and his last name is the same name of the land that he like lives in, but like it must just be a coincidence, and like we know it's not gonna be a coincidence, and I just don't care about this already. I just don't. So this one I think I'm not keeping. We did it. This is the last book. This is The Bunker Diary by Kevin Brooks. I'm not really sure what's going on here. The first chapter, it opens up and there is a young man who has been taken captive. He's in this like bunker, and he's recounting how he got into this mess. Apparently he had seen someone who he thought was blind struggling over something in the back of his van. He had his arm in a sling. So the guy pulled a Buffalo Bill on him, okay? That's like straight up Silence of the Lambs. And he thinks that possibly the man might be doing this because the young man's father is wealthy. And that's the end of the chapter. So I'm not really sure what this is about. Even the dust jacket doesn't really have a synopsis. Basically all it says is, people are really quite simple and they have simple needs: food, water, light, space, privacy, maybe a small measure of dignity, a bit of freedom. What happens when someone simply takes that all away? I think I'm gonna keep this. I think I would regret it if I got rid of it. So I think I'm gonna keep this for now. Maybe it'll come up in a TBR jar pick some month. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that makes 5 books that I'm absolutely sure I'm getting rid of, and 9 books that I'm keeping. I don't know. I expected to not like more of them, but maybe that's a good thing. Like, I'm not getting rid of books that I will like before knowing whether or not I'll like them. I don't know. So that's it. That's all I have for you. Was this interesting? It's taken me so long to do this. Probably like an hour. That's crazy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know. I'm not like right away driving to Goodwill and dropping these books off. So if any of these books that I'm unhauling, if any of them you're like, wait, no, please let me know, because like I will always make excuses for not getting rid of books. Anyways, like I said, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys later.